Hello friends, welcome to the Ultimate Law Associates. In the previous video, we had discussed the one-liner question answer related to chapter 1 and 2, which covers section 1 to 17 of Sales of Goods Act 1930, and today we will discuss the rest of chapters, which is chapter 3 to 7, which covers section 18 to 66 of Sales of Goods Act 1930. Let's start. The first question is, goods must be ascertained is mentioned under which section? Under section 18. Next question is, for the purpose of ascertaining the intention of the parties, what is required to be taken into consideration? Answer is the term of the contract, the conduct of the parties, and the circumstances of the case is required to be taken into consideration. Next question, reservation of right of disposal is mentioned under which section? The answer is reservation of right of disposal is mentioned under section 25. Next question is, with what risk prima facie passes? Answer is property or ownership. Next question, when does the risk under the Sale of Goods Act 1930 follows? Answer is only when the ownership in goods has been transferred. The risk under the Sale of Goods Act 1930 follows. Next question is, nemo that quod non habet means no one can pass a better title than he himself has. Next question is, nemo that quod non habet maxim is given under which section? This maxim has been given under section 27. Next question is, when does the property of the specific goods in a deliverable state passes? When contract is made. Next question is, where under the contract of sale the seller is bound to send the goods to buyer but no time for sending them is fixed, then who is bound to send them in a reasonable time? Answer is seller. Next question, sale by person in possession under voidable contract is mentioned under which section? Sale by person in possession under voidable contract is mentioned under section 29. Next question is, sale by one of joint owners is mentioned under which section? Sale by one of joint owner is mentioned under section 28. Next question is, section 30 is related with seller or buyer in possession after sale. Next chapter 4, which is performance of the contract, and section 31 to 44. First question is, duties of seller and buyer is mentioned under which section? Section 31. Next question, delivery is given under which section? Delivery is given under section 33. Next question, as per section 37 clause 1, where the seller delivers to the buyer a quantity of goods less than he contracted to sell, what the buyer may do? Answer is he may reject them. Next question, if the buyer accepts the goods so delivered, he shall pay for them at the contract rate. Next question, as per section 37 clause 3, where the seller delivers to the buyer the goods he contracted to sell mixed with goods of a different description not included in the contract, what the buyer may do? Answer is he may accept the goods which are in accordance with the contract and reject the rest, or may reject the whole. Next question is, buyer's right of examining the goods are mentioned under which section? Buyer's right of examining the goods are mentioned under section 41. Next question is section 42 talks about acceptance of goods. Next question, does buyer is bound to return the rejected goods? Answer is no, but it is sufficient if he intimates the seller that he refuses to accept them. Next question, according to section 35 of the Act, whose duty is to apply for delivering in the absence of any express contract? Answer is buyer. Next question, delivery to carrier or wharfinger is dealt under which section? Under section 39. Next chapter, chapter 4, which is rights of unpaid seller against the goods, which covers section 45 to 54. The first question is, the term unpaid seller is defined under which section? Under section 45. Next question is, a right of unpaid seller is against the goods. Next question is, the rights of unpaid seller is given under which section? Under section 46. Next question is, on what the unpaid seller can exercise his right of lien? The answer is over the goods for price of goods. Next, which section talks about termination of lien? Answer is section 49 talks about termination of lien. Next question is, when does the unpaid seller of goods loses his lien? Answer is the first, when he delivers the goods to a carrier or other bailee for the purpose of transmission to the buyer without reserving the right of disposal of the goods. Second is, when the buyer or his agent lawfully obtained possession of the goods. Third is, by waiver thereof. Next question is, right of stoppage in transit is mentioned under which section? Under section 50. When does the unpaid seller may exercise his right of stoppage in transit? Answer is either by taking actual possession of the goods or by giving notice of his claim to the carrier or other bailee in whose possession the goods are. Next question is, what is the right of lien of unpaid seller? Answer is the right to retain the possession of the goods until payment of price. Next question is, right of resale is mentioned under which section? Right of resale is mentioned under section 54. Next question is, under section 54 class 3, where an unpaid seller who has exercised his right of lien or stoppage in transit resells the goods, can the buyer acquire good title as against original buyer? The answer is yes. Next is, which section deals with doctrine of marshalling? Section 54 deals with doctrine of marshalling. Note, the goods mentioned under section 54 are perishable or unperishable. Chapter 6, which is suits for breach of contracts, which covers sections 55 to 61. First question is, when does a seller can sue the buyer for price? Answer is when the goods have become the property of the buyer. Next question, where the buyer wrongfully neglected or refuses to accept and pay for the goods, what the seller may do? He may sue him for damages for non-acceptance. Next question, damages for non-acceptance is mentioned under which section? Damages for non-acceptance is mentioned under section 56. Next question is, where the seller wrongfully neglects or refuses to deliver the goods to the buyer, what the buyer may do? Answer is he may sue the seller for damages for non-delivery. Next question is, damages for non-delivery is mentioned under which section? Damages for non-delivery is mentioned under section 57. Next question is, section 59 deals with, answer is remedy for breach of warranty. Next question is, where either party to a contract of sale repudiates the contract before the due date of delivery, what the other may do? Answer is either to treat the contract as subsisting and wait till date of delivery, or he may treat the contract as rescinded and sue for damages for the breach. Next question is, Section 61 of the Sale of Goods Act provides for right of the seller or buyer to recover interest by way of damages and special damages. Last chapter, which is miscellaneous, chapter 7, section 62 to 66. First question is, in the case of sale by auction, when does the seller of goods has a right to bid at the auction? Answer is only when the right to bid has been expressly reserved. Next question, in an auction sale, an agreement between the participating bidder to form a ring or knockout refraining from bidding against each other is, answer is neither illegal nor immoral. Next question is, what is damping? Answer is an illicit act dissuading the intending purchaser from bidding. Next question is, according to section 62 of the act, the liability for implied term may be negated by, the answer is express contract or by course of dealing or by usage. Next question is, where in this act any reference is made to a reasonable time? The question, what is reasonable time? Answer is question of fact, which is covers section 63. Next question is, as per section 64 class 2, when will the sale is complete? Answer is when the auctioneer announces its completion by the fall of hammer or in any other customary manner. Next question is, which section deals with the exclusion of implied term and condition? Section 62. Next question, a right to bid may be, answer is reserved expressly or on behalf of the seller. Next question is, if the seller makes use of pretended bidding to raise the price, the sale is voidable at the opinion of the buyer. Next question, section 64 deals with, answer is auction sale. This is all for today. This is very important for your upcoming examination. So please watch this video. Thank you.